I feel like he's becoming more of a leader on this team. What are you seeing from Juan Soto as far as the leadership goes with this young Met team now bringing up some of the younger guys?
Yeah, so I think there's two things about Juan Soto, guys, that I wish I could clone, and one of them is he's incredibly honest. He never, as Chelsea's smiling, she knows as well, he never says something he doesn't mean. And sometimes in New York, that does get you into trouble, right? And we saw that earlier in the year when he was on the IL, and he said, well, I haven't talked to anybody in a while. That is Juan Soto. He's going to tell you exactly what is going through his mind, and I think that can be great. You know, he can pull guys aside, he can be brutally honest, and also the way he approaches the craft of hitting. He doesn't even have to be a leader for guys to say, I want to be like Juan Soto. What does Juan Soto do? Oh my God, Juan Soto does this, 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 and this. I mean, he truly approaches hitting like a craft. When he was with the Yankees, he didn't go to their Mexico game because he didn't like where his swing was. It was March. I mean, this is a guy who I think outworks everyone and who truly treats hitting like an art and a science. And I think that the younger guys, just by osmosis, just by being around him, can take that into effect. I think he's getting more comfortable with his voice. When he was with the Nationals, he was the young guy. He's now the older guy here. I don't ever think he's going to be a guy that's going to stand in front of his locker and go, rah, rah, I lead, I do this, and point it out. But I do think he's capable of sending a message. I do think he's not afraid to speak his mind. And I think as he gets older and as he has more status in there, particularly without Lindor, that carries more and more weight.
I think he's filled the void, without Lindor. Now he realizes, he's a smart guy, right? So he'll tell you, like you said, he's very direct, very honest. But I think that, taking that spot and being available, being accessible, especially with Lindor being out, has been an important part. And also just the way he interacts with the players, especially the young players. Like when he was on the IL, it's impossible, really, if you're not with the team, to interact with anybody. So I think since he's been back, it's been noticeable. I even noticed it a little bit in the spring, too. I don't know if you did, but I feel like that has really evolved. Sometimes when you go on a road trip like they just had, that's where a lot of the bonding goes on. You spend a lot more time with each other. So, maybe that's where some of this, camaraderie is coming from, too.
Yeah, and it's something I've noticed the last few days even is he's been a lot more effusive about his teammates. And that's not to say that he wasn't, right? But you were right. On the last team that won, he was the young guy. He didn't have to do anything. On the Yankees, that's Aaron Judge's team. I think he's starting to maybe not realize, maybe it was obvious to him, but sort of settle into the fact that this has to be his team. And the way that's manifesting is, Luis Robert follows him around like a puppy. Carson Bench is now always over there. They've got all their, he called Carson Bench the prospect in spring training, didn't know him. But the second he gets in there, he's giving him hugs. They've got a handshake. He's teaching him Spanish. Like, it's just, he doesn't try to be something. He just kind of lets who he is bring people to him. And I think that frees other people up to be who they are in their own way without feeling like led into, something they have to be.
Every move that Juan Soto has made, especially in the Subway Series, is like under a microscope, okay? Yeah. And everyone was talking about he's not happy. This was last year, the narrative. Even then Friday, maybe he made a mistake. There was articles being written about Soto maybe having regret. And then you watch him, and I see something different. I see a happy Juan Soto, certainly in comparison to a year ago. He was the first one out of the dugout, jumping up and down. I'm thinking, Juan, easy with that calf, big boy. Like, we don't want to see any injury. He's jumping up and down with Carson Bench. He looks happy to me, Duke. The only thing better than Tyrone Taylor tying the game would have been Juan Soto doing it. Right. I still want to see those movements, but I think Juan Soto's doing what he should do with the Mets. Seems to be happy here and being somewhat of a leader, even if it isn't the way that Judge or Lindor would do it.
It won't be necessarily what we think it's going to be on his own terms and the way he leads, which is totally fine. All that matters is how they react within the clubhouse among each other. And I do think that impact on the young players is important to really, when you're bringing up a Benj or a Ewing, anybody like that, when they first come up, that Juan Soto's embracing them. Like, how you can't get any better than that in New York. And it's almost like there's a little bit of protective, quality to the fact that he's establishing this relationship with them.
There's two important things to me as a leader. Your effort always has to be there, and Juan Soto never gives away an at-bat, right? So you're always kind of setting the example, even when you're not doing the rah-rah stuff. You are that leader. And also, you have to be well-liked. And you ask the people on the Yankees, and they all loved him. He was loved in D.C. In San Diego, there was a little bit of a problem, I think, because he got traded, and he was never super happy to be on the other side of the country away from his family. But this is a guy that is so beloved that he's always going to be, in my opinion, the guy that's going to be the leader. Because one, he's well liked, and two, just having that presence and watching the way he goes about every at bat. That was what struck me in D.C. I couldn't miss an at bat. You cannot miss an at bat, even if the Mets are down 4-0, 5-0, 8-0. He's not up there giving away at bats, and that to me is what you build your team around. That is part of what the Mets are paying him for.
Lovable, authentic. Go ahead, Chelsea.
No, I just think he's very uncomplicated too, right?
Yeah.
I think we sometimes overcomplicate the psyche of Juan Soto. Juan Soto loves playing baseball. He loves hitting. When you see the shuffle, when you see him talking to catchers, he's happy. He loves seeing Carson Bench and AJ Ewing run around with him out there. Like, that is his place. So it's not complicated out there. And when he can just go play and people around him are playing well, I mean, he's as good as anybody.
Yeah, everybody loves him. Met fans, I love having him here. Yankee fans love him. That's why they're still hurt that he chose to go to the Mets over staying with their team.